Thank you, Harsha. Hello, everyone. Glad to be here on this beautiful Saturday morning. It's cloudy out there and showers are expected in the evening, so it's going to be a beautiful day. I'm Amit. I'm your host for today's webinar. I'm the CEO of Disha Consultants, an award-winning business and sales consulting and training company. I work with corporate, small, medium businesses and entrepreneurs to increase their sales revenue and train their sales team for capability building. You can learn more about me, or you can also connect with me on LinkedIn. That's my website on LinkedIn, Amit Sharma 04. So that's about me. Let's get to know how many hustlers we have today with us in this webinar. So we have quite a few crowd here. Prasanna, John, Murli, Hari, Karthik, Vishal, Mohammed, Dinesh, Abdul, Vivek, Venkatesh, Kanan, Mani. Great to have you all here. Sujata is also here. Thank you. Well, great amount of audience connected with us today from Meetup, LinkedIn, Facebook Live, and other channels we have. That's fantastic crowd. So with so many participants on board today, let's go get to know each other first. So we have primarily people joining us from some are entrepreneurs, MDs, owners, and people from higher management as well as people from middle management. Thank you very much, guys, for taking part in this poll, and it seems that's a complete relevant audience here. So let's get started with the webinar here. Let's first take the agenda. In today's webinar, we're going to cover multiple things. What are the key components of a sales funnel? How to identify leaks in your sales funnel? How to fix the leaks and optimize your top, middle, and bottoms of the sales funnel. So we're going to cover all three: the top, the middle, and the bottom of the sales funnel. And what are the steps you can take to create a highly optimized sales funnel? The key takeaways from this webinar would be all the owners or leaders that we have today will be able to identify leaks in their sales funnel from where your business is actually bleeding revenue and how to fix it. At the same time, you will learn ways to optimize your existing funnel that you have in place to produce maximum revenue at minimum cost and risks. Startup entrepreneurs with us today will be able to learn how to set up a highly optimized sales funnel for maximum revenue at minimum cost and risks. So let's get our diving gears ready. We are going to dive in and learn about sales funnel optimization and management. So we're going to start with the basics, the key terms that I'm going to be using throughout this webinar. So it will be sales funnel management, sales management, and sales pipeline management. It's all the same, all about sales funnel. Sales funnel leaks, sales funnel challenges, sales funnel optimization, sales funnel performance, all the same. It's all about how we're going to identify those leaks, from where you're losing leads or prospects or customers in your funnel, and how to fix it. And then lead source is the multiple sources from where you are getting leads into the funnel. Could be website, could be SEO, could be ads, online, offline. And GA is for Google Analytics, the tool that we use to monitor and measure our online traffic, create sales funnel, create goals, measure it. So those are going to be the key terms. So let's get to know what is sales funnel and what is sales funnel management. So a funnel looks something like this. So it's a sales funnel is a visual metaphor for the path your prospects or leads take from being a prospect, from being a cold lead to becoming a paying customer. So there is sales funnel. It's frequently used by sales and marketing organizations. The sales funnel helps company understand and visualize their sales process and measure overall conversion success between each step of the funnel. So a sales funnel has three parts. That's the top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, and bottom of the funnel. Top of the funnel is fueled by marketing activities that generate awareness and build demand for a product through various sources such as website, visitors, mobile apps, TV ads, hoardings, pamphlets, referrals. So that's your top of the funnel from where you get maximum traffic into your funnel. Middle of the funnel actually deals with sales processes and activities that your sales team employ or business employ to convert those leads into interested leads, customers. This is done through events, meetings, presentations, product trials, demos, etc. So moving a customer through the funnel is a carefully orchestrated set of activities designed to raise awareness and educate the prospect to become a customer, right? And that comes the bottom of the funnel. Bottom of the funnel is usually a sale or a conversion. So this is where the customer buys your product and pays you money, and it happens all through sales proposals, negotiations, events and meetings and stuff like that. Now this is where you make the real money. So what is important to note here is the goal of making marketing sales in this model is to get as many prospects at the top of the funnel and convert them into customers. So as the funnel narrows, at each stage, prospects drop off so that fewer and few potential customers left. The objective of an efficient sales and marketing process is to improve the conversion rate at each stage of the funnel, or kind of stop the leaks so that the maximum traffic goes to the next stage. And slowly it goes down the funnel and can become your customers. So that is called the sales funnel optimization or the sales funnel management. It has four critical components to make a note of. First being the source. So it is the lead source from where you get your leads or prospects, you can call it. So website, referral sites, social sites, offline marketing, and stuff like that. It has various stages. So based on your business or product or market that you're targeting or the processes that you have employed, there are multiple stages in a sales funnel. I may request audience to be on mute, please. There is a lot of background noise. Thank you so much. So stages, it's based on your product or market and the processes you have in place. There can be multiple stages in the sales funnel. These stages, you can call it sales process, you can call it sales stages, and based on your product or business, there are multiple different variants that exist. One is like attention, interest, desire, and action. So with the marketing, you get prospect attention. That attention is converted into interest. That interest is converted into desire or action. Like that, there are many such models that businesses put in practice based on their products. Something like prospect, suspect, contact, lead, client. There are multiple models. So based on your product or market or business, you can have anything, but they more or less relates to the same. It's just that the number of stages can be more or less, but the concept remains the same. Third being the flow. It is always from top to bottom, and the idea is to have maximum leads flowing through each stage of the funnel. And last one being the metrics, the most critical one that applies to all stages of the funnel, and that's a lead conversion or the leads drops. Now, this is what we're going to talk about in the rest of the webinar. This is just a quick introduction for you guys, for those who are new to this concept. So it's a simple formula. Lead conversion is a very simple formula to calculate how much you're converting at each stage. Pretty straightforward to calculate. Number of leads that you get into any stage. For example, you can take attention stage. So you have rolled out an advertisement. There are 100 people that comes into the funnel, and from that 25 goes on to become interested, kind of sign up for your freemium or for your product trial. So that becomes 1/4 of your conversion rate, right? So number of leads you got into the sign up divided by the number of leads that you got into that stage, that becomes your conversion rate. And based on that, you identify the leaks, and that's what we're gonna discuss in rest of the webinar. But now, before we move on to see how can you identify these bottlenecks, roadblocks in your sales funnel that actually results in bleeding leads or prospects and hurting your revenue, let's quickly have a quick poll and understand the status of your sales funnel. So for the audience that we have today, what exactly is happening with your sales funnel? I would like to know. So we can see what's coming up in the following slides is going to be relevant to you and how much relevant it's going to be. So I've just launched the poll. I would request audience to take part in it. I'm going to give you 30 seconds. You have multiple options to choose from. And yep, if you could just let us know what is the status of your sales funnel. Are you getting any leads into the funnel? Or if you're getting the leads, are they converting well into the middle of the funnel? Or, what is the status towards the bottom of the funnel? So we are close to closing it down. I'm going to give it another 10 seconds. So we have started receiving inputs, and we have about 85% of audience taken part in it. I'm closing the poll, and thank you very much for taking part. So it's pretty clear we have a high number of audience that says we have no or less leads at the top of the funnel and no or less leads at the bottom of the funnel. These are the prime concerns. There are few audience who have mentioned that there are no or less conversions at the middle of the funnel as well, but it's less compared to the other two. So that makes this webinar quite relevant for what's coming up in further slides. Right, so moving on, how to identify those funnel leaks is the next topic that I'm going to discuss. Now, how many of you remember your house or bathroom leakages with this picture? Well, that's not the idea. In fact, the idea is twofold: remind you of any kind of revenue or business or bathroom and home leaks that you have been facing. So just kidding, guys. So this is the best I could find. So the question arises here is, how do you identify those blockages, those conversion rates at each of the stage of the funnel that can help you figure out blockages, and how can you nail it down? So here it is. How can you nail it down? There are two ways. The easiest way is to identify your blockage point is to ask your question. Ask yourself, what is stopping us from increasing our sales by 5 times? And you'll get the common answers. The common questions that you will get is, we don't have enough leads coming through the top of the funnel. We have plenty of visitors to our website, but nothing enough are converting to registration users. We have plenty of users signing up for our freemium products or free trials that you have on your website, but not enough are converting to paid users. We can get meetings with the key decision makers, or we can't get meetings to the key decision makers. And maybe we are doing okay with getting people to sign up as customers, but first sale average amount is below expectation, or there is not enough growth in the accounts after the first sale. So these are the questions that you should begin with, and that should give you an idea where you are actually facing the leaks. Is it while getting the leads, or is it while getting the registrations, or the trials, or the negotiations? That should give you a fair idea about sales leaks. There is a second way as well, which you're going to use it in conjunction with the first one. And this will help you dive deep into your sales data and identify the leaks. So in order to assess the main reasons for losing potential sales, you need to be able to understand what opportunities are won and what opportunities are lost by each channel at each stage. So for this, you're going to need a very good CRM with good reporting. And this first one would be the pipeline report by lead source. So from what sources you have got how many leads, which source is going well or doing well, which source isn't doing well. The second report you're going to need is report by sales rep. So how your sales reps are doing, who is doing good, who is doing bad, who is having trouble in engaging customers, who is having trouble in negotiations or winning the accounts. And the third one is closed lost report. It is there a recurring reason why, all you need to just figure out, are you facing any recurring reason why customers are choosing a competitor over you, or why are you losing sales? Is it customer is going to somewhere else, or customer is dropping the buying decision? What is stopping him from taking that final call and paying you the money? So by reviewing these reports, you can make sense of where you are running into roadblocks into your sales process. Insights can also be found from Google Analytics. So Google Analytics is a beautiful tool from Google. It's free. You can connect your website and other sources to it and get a view of your entire funnel, how many leads you're getting into the funnel, and where you are getting those leads converted and where you are losing those leads. So for that, you need to create goals. There is an option to create goals at each stage. What are your goals? Once you create a goal, it's going to give you a complete view of your sales funnel. So these are a couple of tools that you can use to identify roadblocks. So that will help you nail down the problems, where the problem is. Now you can nail down the spots where you are losing the leads, but that's only the part of the problem. The rest of the problem is, how do you identify those exact problems? How do you nail it down? You have nailed down the spots, but you haven't nailed down the problem. So let's first take a look at the top of the funnel. What are the problems? What are the leaks that you face in there, and how you're going to fix it? So this is where the marketing action happens. Top of the sales funnel is like a foundation of a building, you can say. If your foundation is not strong enough, you're never going to build your castle on top of it. So if you don't have enough traffic coming into your funnel, or enough traffic is coming but leaking through, then your sales team won't have any leads to work on, and your revenue will never lift off the ground. So as per one of the research, following are the strategic culprits that pull down your marketing show. It's the target audience, the marketing channels, the marketing vehicle, the messaging. So let's dig into each one of these and see how it affects your marketing funnel leaks. So the target audience. How many times you have seen businesses getting a lot of traffic from website or other sources, but that does not convert into signups? We have many audience, many participants today that are facing this problem. It doesn't convert into signups or trials or sales. Sales team blames marketing team, and marketing team blames sales team without a clear understanding of who is at fault. This is a common scenario with businesses today that do not have a clear definition of the right buyer. Many times I have seen that CEO, owners, MD subtly become the target audience. In the trends I have seen in my consulting sessions with businesses, when I get to talk to them, I have seen during narrowing down or zeroing down on their target audience, they just ask the basic questions, something like who's going to be our user of the product, who's going to be the buyer of the product, who's going to be the influencer of the decision. Should we target the user, the buyer, or the influencer? Or should we target the startups, mid-sized businesses, or entrepreneurs? Should we target the manufacturing, retail, ITS? These are basic stuff. Now, but the most critical questions that are left out during this important session of zeroing down on your target audience is, do they have the immediate need for the product? I mean, if they don't have the immediate need, all you will end up doing is, feeding in that knowledge again and again and warming them up. It takes a lot of time. I mean, you can do it if you're coming up with a breakthrough technology which is completely new to this world. Then you have to do the job. But you're coming up with a product for which similar products are available in the market, then it doesn't make any sense to target this kind of audience. Can they afford you? So if they have a need, Can they afford you the kind of price you're going to offer? If they cannot afford you, there isn't any point. They're going to be a complete waste of time. They're not going to buy from you. And even if they have immediate need, even they have affordability, do they really understand your product and the value you are offering? I mean, they can have a need, but they may not realize the pain points. Then again, all you will end up doing is feeding them the knowledge, warming them up, which takes a lot of time, lots of effort and resources from marketing to do that. And you have to wait there is a long wait involved in this before you really get the customers. So the right audience is that fits in this framework, who can buy immediately, who can buy it from you, and who understands your product or their pain points. Now, if you can zero down on this right audience, it gives you two benefits. Laser focus to the target. I mean, your audience actually, the size of the audience reduces. That gives you the laser focus, right? And audience will be quick to respond to your offers since they understand your product, they have an immediate need, and they can afford you also. So second being the marketing channel. So once you have the right audience, the second challenge that results in the majority of the leaks are marketing channels. Marketing channels are like a link between you and your target audience. So you can imagine it as a road that leads you directly to your audience. Marketing channels examples are SEO, SEM, TV, social media, stuff like that. Yeah, these are all the marketing channels. Now, to hop onto a road that leads you to your destination, to your target audience, you need to first know your destination. So choosing the right audience above will help you choose the right destination. This is where majority of the organization that fails lose maximum earned traffic, because in an effort to get onto the right road, or in an effort to get lots of traffic at the same time, they try to be everywhere without the slightest of idea about who the right audience is and what the right channels are for them. Now, to choose the right path, you need two things. To choose the right marketing channel, you need two things. First one is the research. Research about the right channels your target audience uses for buying products. So you can refer the research reports that are available freely, and paid reports are also there on the Google. And next thing you do is, on the basis of research, make a list of your channels, be it 5, 6, 10, 20. Just make a list of it. What are those channels? What is it? Is it LinkedIn? Is it Facebook? Or is it offline events or pamphlets? What works best for your audience that you have chosen? Don't worry about the number 10, 20, 50, whatever it is. Just make a note of it. Now, the next one is the approach. Quite important. Now, don't try your luck with all the channels at once. You may not have expertise needed for all the channels at the same time, or you may not have resources to run the show parallelly on all channels. And even if you have all, still there is no guarantee that each channel will pay maximum returns. So what you do here is start with a maximum of 3 to 5 channels. So pick up 5 top channels. What do you think out of your research, whether it is SEO, SEM, LinkedIn, Facebook, offline events, hoardings, whatever comes out, just 3 to 5 should be good enough. Now advertise on these and measure your results for the next 3 months. And after 3 months, just review their performance. Now ditch the least performing ones, the 1 or 2 that are doing pretty bad, and take 1 or 2 from the list and add the new ones to the list. So at any point of time, you're going to be maintaining only 5 to 6 channels that will keep you focused. With same type of investments, there will not be any major change in the investments, major change in the focus or the resources you need from the marketing side. But what kind of benefits will happen? You'll maintain a consistent flow of traffic in your funnel, and you will keep getting better at it. And there isn't any risk of losing high investments for no results. So that's where you fix your leaks in the marketing channels. So the next one is marketing vehicles. So this is like a carrier that takes your voice to the target audience. Imagine a bus or a car on that road that leads to your destination, right? An example of a marketing vehicle is videos, ebooks, blogs, ads, promotions, offer, webinars, demo, that what I'm doing right now. This is a marketing vehicle. so that carry your message, what you want to say, convey to your audience. The majority of the organization lose traffic primarily because of wrong choice of marketing vehicles they choose. Again, two things are very important here. So this is blogs, ads, webinars, and demos. They becomes your marketing vehicle. The important thing is the research about the marketing vehicles. So the right channel that goes along with your marketing channels is your vehicle, is a great vehicle. So for example, Facebook is pretty dominant nowadays in short videos. 2 minutes, 1 minute videos of business ads is a pretty good way. Whereas YouTube is becoming pretty good for mid-size and long videos. So it's like a webinar. If I'm going to put it on Facebook, very few people will watch it. But as I'm putting it on YouTube, there is a major turnover there, right? Similarly, for LinkedIn, you cannot have funny ads going on LinkedIn. It's all serious. So do a research about your marketing channels and figure out what is going well, with what kind of vehicle will go well along with this. And the second important part is the flow of the content matter. Now, flow is what is the first content that comes out in front of the audience. To engage your audience, you need to figure out your hook. The hook can be the short video or an ebook or a blog or a promotional ad at the first stage. That is quite crucial. So if you are targeting consumer for retail products, then promotion offer will serve a great hook. But if your team will try for a webinar or an event there, invite, you're going to lose them. So figure out the first content that will be served as a hook and the content that will be served in the rest of the journey. That's quite important. That's going to stop your leaks in the top of the funnel in marketing vehicle. So the last piece of the top of the funnel is the messaging, the actual messaging that you send over that vehicle. So organizations that do great at other marketing factors many times lose at right messaging, and that's where they fail to attract or even retain the maximum traffic. Messaging is actually the voice of your content. It's a soul that should resonate with your audience, right? Otherwise, it's just a noise after all. So right messaging means the kind of information that is served to your audience. So it's like news flash, industry trends, market research, or your product trial, tidbits about any information. This become your messaging. So what is important here is two aspects. Right messaging should have an emotional connect. So this is very important. I mean, or talking about features doesn't resonate well with your audience. They're not able to connect with it. To connect your audience to your message, you need to have an emotional connect, such as gain. What they're going to gain from the engagement they will have with you? Is it more revenue, a competitive edge, industry standards, social status? Or what is that loss they're going to have if they don't associate with you? Fear of losing a job, or losing business to competition, or not having revenue, not having growth. Those are kind of fears that you should be able to connect with, and that makes a powerful messaging. It should connect to your audience emotion, and then only then you can have your audience taking action over it. Otherwise, they're just going to ignore it. And this is where organizations primarily falter and do not gain traffic, or even if they gain, they fail to retain it or convert into real money. And you have complaints like this: oh, Google ad doesn't perform, Facebook ad doesn't perform, or LinkedIn ad doesn't perform. Those kind of problems. So that's the top of the funnel leaks, guys. I'm going to move on to the middle of the funnel. Right, that's the middle of the funnel. You can see the orange part over there. This is where you see the might of your sales team. How do they engage the traffic that you get, and how do they convert it into revenue or real money, right? Now, the two biggest leaks that you face here are no conversions and low conversions. So this is also one of your pain points here with some of the audience. Let's take a look at no conversion. Now, no conversion is a bad situation. I mean, there's no, it means no money. It's very sad. In such a situation, all you need to figure out is Understand why your prospects are being disqualified by your sales team. Are they not your ideal customer, or do they not having any urgent need? That's kind of what we have already learned, right? If that is the case, you just need to, if they're, they're falling into this above two categories, then just uh, go to their marketing funnel and tighten the nuts and bolts at the top of the funnel framework, and you should be good. But in a situation, if the target audience is idle, it has an urgent need, and still you are not having any conversions or low conversions, then what you're going to do? So the next framework is all about that. When you have an idle customer and still no conversions or low conversions, what are you going to do? In a situations of not having any conversions or low conversions, there are 5 areas to monitor for a potential red flag. So at this stage, all you take a look at is all the stages of your sales process, like first conversation the team is having with the prospect, or qualification, presentations, product trials, and negotiations and closures. And just try to identify where you are losing the most of the opportunities, at what stage you're losing it. After identifying those blocked stages, all you have to do is take a look at the process in there, what process they are following, how they are handling each of the leads, what kind of content you are sharing in there. What is the effectiveness of your sales team? Are you losing leads because sales team is not very effective? They're not able to engage. They're not able to say that right messaging to them. They're not able to win their trust and confidence, or they're not able to negotiate properly. All those kind of problems with the sales team effectiveness that you have to see is, and all you have to do is just organize a skill-based training for them. Now, what our observations from all our consulting session is, or training sessions is, majority of the time, it is the sales team effectiveness to handle this kind of skills or handle this kind of situations. So when a prospect comes into the funnels, he needs a little warm up, he needs a little confidence about your brand, he needs a little trust on the product to move on. And then the right content fed him through all the stages of the sales process, and he should be good. Right? So this should take care of your league. So once you organize a proper training, you have firms like us who provide skill-based training. So this should take care of the leagues. Now, to further optimize the funnel after you have fixed all those leads, there are optimization techniques as well. Introduce multiple processes for different source of leads. So some leads are coming from marketing, website, some leads are coming from referrals. Now there is a hell lot of difference between the two. The referral leads are very hot leads. They don't need to go through the lengthy process of all 5 stages of your sales process. All you can do is shorten that sales process. Directly first conversation to directly sales proposal or the trial of the product. Your sales team should not be handling it like any other regular leads. Whereas website leads, some of the leads that comes from sign up might needs a little warming up. Some who comes in directly into product trials, it can be shortened down. So like that, there should be different processes in place for different lead source. And then you're going to see that each type of lead is getting a proper attention what it needs. So that's then the second thing of second stage of optimization is degree of urgency. You have different processes in place, leads are coming through it. At every stage, there should be a introduction for a degree of urgency. You can do it through sales promotions, discounts, or closed loop trials and stuff like that. There are hundreds of techniques, but there should be some degree of urgency that your sales team should be aware of and introduce to prospects at each stage so that they can take quick actions. And that's how you shorten your sales cycle, sales length, and stuff like that. So that will put your sales process in the best rhythm it can be to bring the leads from top of the funnel to the bottom of the funnel. And then comes the bottom of the funnel. So bottom of the funnel is a beautiful thing. It's like a money, it's almost there in your bank account, in your pocket. But then there is a day-night difference between almost having it and having it. And the typical and most crucial leaks that you face here are no conversions, low conversions, and there are conversions, but the margins are very low, right? These are the three typical leaks that you face here. Let's dig into each one of these. We have many audience here today who have these kind of problems. So the first one is no conversions. Now, typical leaks for no conversions are buyer wasn't ready and your sales team wrongly judged his or her expectations, right? He wasn't ready. The second leak is sales rep failed to establish buyer trust and confidence during this entire process. So at the end, when he comes to the negotiation stage, he doesn't really able to make that call. And the third being the wrong expectations set during the process. Now, if you carefully observe all three situations, you will notice that all these problems mentioned here links back to your sales team skills or sales rep skills. Now, proper skill-based training should fix all these three no conversion scenarios. These are three different situations and all should be handled differently. That's why a skill-based training from a firm like us is recommended. Now, low conversions, low margins. Again, it's a trust-based issue. I mean, when people purchase less from you or when they ask heavy discounts, when they don't trust the brand or the product fully. Now, in those situations, you need to introduce more testimonials, success stories. Your sales team should be able to do it. They should have these kind of materials from your marketing team, and they should be able to introduce it at a very opportune moment and in a way that prospect understand and trust it. Now, still you are facing these problems, then it's the time to take a look at the packages, probably what a buyer can afford, uh, can pay, and what rate you're selling it at. There might be a big gap in that. Then repackage your proposals and introduce some middle packages should do the job. And then do not forget to train your sales team on trust building and brand building. That is very important. Otherwise, all these efforts that you make here is going to go into the wind. That's quite crucial. So better negotiations uh, and handle situations like users usually asking heavy discounts. They should be able to handle it. So these are the crucial leaks that you face in at different situations at different stages of your sales funnel, and you have those solutions now to fix it, and you have those optimization techniques. So let's take a look at the optimization funnel model. How can you optimize your sales funnel so you have the best sales engine in place, which is like spitting money over and over again for you? So first thing is set up your sales funnel. So set up the top of the funnel, that's tofu, set the middle of the funnel and the bottom of the funnel with the proper processes, proper activities, and sales team and marketing team should have proper skill training to handle those situations. Identify leaks in the sales funnel at different stages, top, middle, and bottom. Fix those leaks in the top, middle, and bottom of the funnel. Regular training for your sales team to avoid any further leaks. That's also quite crucial. The next one is the automation. So the maximum automation you can introduce into your sales funnel, that's also very crucial. That can be done with good CRMs, good plugins for your sales team. You have many plugins, many tools. Reportive is there to identify prospect information. And then you have BuzzSumo for your sales team that could do the job of content, finding the quality content and stuff like that. And then the last one is a review sales funnel regularly. That's also very important. And these 5-6 steps should take care of the health of your sales funnel. So that's all from my side, guys. This is one of our client. I just wanted to, I brought it for an example. I won't be able to take a name here, but you can take a look at it, how their sales traffic was, in the beginning, week after week. And then all these techniques that I've discussed, they were tried and tested. And then you could see the spike coming up in there. You could see the drops, sales traffic drops that are reducing from the funnel. So all that is there. These are tried and proven techniques, and you're going to do it. You're going to have amazing results. Now we have a lot of questions, a few questions we have got from our audience today. So if you can, this is the Q&A session. I'm going to go over these questions. Let me pull up the chat history. All right, the first question we have here is, in the beginning you had mentioned about sales enablement. How is it different from sales funnel management? All right, so sales funnel management is what we have seen now, managing your sales funnel. Sales enablement is the complete ecosystem within your organization that connects back to your sales sales funnel or sales team, you can call it. So your accounting team, how they handle the proposals, the payments, the invoices and stuff like that. Your support team, how they handle support after the prospect has become customer. Your post-sale, post-purchase sales team for the existing customers, how do they handle customers and further upsells and cross-sells. Your marketing team, how do they transfer those leads from marketing to sales, that handover and stuff. So all that processes, activities, tools, technologies that is involved in this entire ecosystem is called sales enablement. So how do you enable the sales to get the maximum revenue through sales and support, through marketing, through accounting, tools and technologies, IT? How do you enable it? That's the complete ecosystem. That's called sales enablement. Now, the next question is there a tool you can recommend to help the quality content creation for my marketing team? Yeah. So I just mentioned BuzzSumo. It's BuzzSumo. BuzzSumo is quite a beautiful tool that will help you figure out what type of content is being appreciated worldwide. As per region, as per audience, you can just figure it out, and you can create similar content, and that will have a lot of attraction in your market segment. BuzzSumo. Okay. How to create multiple processes is another question. Well, your CRM should do it. So you can do it in CRM. You can introduce multiple stages and train your sales team to let them know if this kind of sales lead comes, how to hand it over, to whom it should go. All that handover can be set in the CRM. How much important is it that sales and marketing should be aligned? Highly crucial. Sales and marketing are the same part of the sales funnel. Some calls it marketing funnel for the marketing team, some says it's a sales funnel for the sales team, but it is called a sales funnel, and both sales and marketing team forms part of it. If marketing team cannot do a proper handover of those leads to sales team will never be able to convert it. So they should be in sync, they should be properly aligned. We have tried sales training for our guys, but not much improvement in their performance. Well, as I said, sales team faces different problems. With each product is different, each customer is different, each problem they face during the stages of the sales funnel is different. So they need skill-based training from a firm like us, and a general sales training only does motivation part of it, but that's not good enough to solve the practical challenge. Okay. The next question is, what CRM is the best? Well, there is Zoho, there is HubSpot for small medium businesses, and even for small medium enterprise, they are doing a pretty good job. So guys, that's the questions we have. Any other questions from the audience? You can release your mute and you can ask the question. All right. We have a lot of chatting there, but no questions. That's fine. That's fine. Let's move on and so guys, a little about us. So who we are. We are a business strategy and sales consulting and training firm. So we kind of work with corporates and work with small medium businesses and help set up their sales operation, optimize it, train their sales team, offer a skill-based training for them. So we have trained sales professionals across the globe. In sales consulting and training, we handle all kind of industries, all kind of products, all kind of segments, and all kind of trainings. So as you can see, so all kind of skill-based training that we offer. And here is our special offer for our audience today. So all the audience that we have in here, we are offering a good amount of discount, which is 50% of discount on our sales training. So the guys who are interested in taking this special offer I'm just launching a quick poll and let me know through yes and no if you would be interested, and my team will get in touch with you and share the details. We are offering a 50% discount on our sales training. So any one of you need sales training for your team for the kind of problems you have been facing, we can help you with that. So you can just shoot yes or no. And for those audience who are saying yes, my team will get in touch with you. So I'm going to give it just 20 more seconds for all the participants to take part in it. All right, so the audience that is saying yes, they can, I don't have your email addresses, but if you can put it in your chat window privately to me, we'll take care of it. Or if you're coming from Meetup group, we will get in touch with you over Meetup that we can do. Great, so I'm closing down this poll. Again, last 5 seconds for anyone who hasn't taken part in it. We've got a lot of responses. So thank you very much for that. Glad to know about your interest for this. Thank you so much. And that's it from my side, ladies and gentlemen. This is my book, Sales Decoded. It has sales strategies for your sales team. So it is not for the sales leaders, but for the sales team to handle different kind of situations. You can recommend it to them. It's there on Amazon.in and Amazon.com, one of the best sellers. And if they have Kindle Unlimited, they can even read it for free. That's my online courses for all the challenges related to sales we have discussed. We have each of them covered in these online courses. So if your sales team is not for some reason up for classroom trainings, they can pick up these courses. Well, that brings me towards the end of this session. This is how you can reach us. So if you have any needs related to sales or marketing consulting, training for your sales team, just get in touch on our website or on our social pages, and my sales team will be in touch with you. So that brings me towards the end of this session. Ladies and gentlemen, it's glad to have you on this Saturday morning. Unless you have any questions, that's it from my side. Thank you so much.